All right. Well, surprise, surprise. The boss of the Titan Castle is talking to the boss from the Titan Medical. Look at
That's
this.
right. Titan times Titan. Let's go.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was just so psyched about the last conversation that I jumped in with you and Mike that I
Hmm.
actually today, I just wanted to take 20 minutes out of your time. I know you're very busy, but I just wanted to kind of put some more ex- to put more touch on the women's side from the Titan Medical. How can we help for women that are struggling with losing fat, sleep, recovery? I mean, I know from social media, I see so many women that work as hard as I do. And sometimes, like they say, you only could train as hard as you recover. So if you don't have the
Sure.
right recovery, obviously your training is not going to be as great. We all know that. So
Absolutely.
I have you on here since you're an expert.
Sure.
Obviously, I've done blood work for Type Medical, and I've got some recommendations and just a couple of things that I got from the recommendation. I'd like to touch that today because I'm really highly considering of getting some peptides, and I want to see what
Hmm.
is the right thing for me to move forward. Um, so before I start you in it, um, I work out hard. I like
Yep.
to get my birthday is coming up, so I like to get a little bit more tighter. I, don't- I, I don't want to say shredded because I'm not competing, but everybody
Right.
wants to be in the best shape of their life on
Of
their birthday,
course.
right? So
Of
that is
course.
my goal. So I started doing a little cardio, added to my program. I
Okay.
tweaked my diet, which obviously we all say it's really important.
Hmm.
But what else can I do to get a little help to get that fat melted away? And how can you help me?
Sure. So obviously, for weight loss, that's like the number one complaint out there. There's a small percentage of the population that is fit or shredded per se, right? There's like 60% of people that are obese or overweight. So we're dealing with a lot of people that want to lose weight. And, for females, it's a little bit different than guys, because some females, they go through pregnancy and they go through it early. This jumbles up their hormones and then they're affected afterwards, right?
Exactly.
So that's just something to think about for as far as a female is, thinking, hey, listen, I'm not 40 yet, but I shouldn't have to check my hormones because if you're 21 years old and you have a baby, then after 2 3 years, I would definitely check your hormones, make sure everything's correct, and make sure everything's running right because could be causing some of the different issues that some women are facing, whether it's holding baby fat on, they get foggy thinking. At that point, their energy is not as good. They're tired all the time. And, we can fix that. Blood work is number one thing. As far as that goes, I would recommend it for females that are dealing with low energy, body fat that's not going away if they're dieting, exercising like they used to and still get it off. Different things. So if you're dealing with symptoms like that, poor sleep patterns, skin's looking real dry, even vaginal dryness for females, which is a little bit different. Guys don't have to deal with that, thank God. But these different things you have to look at. And if you're on birth control, this could fluctuate and mess with hormones too as well. So you want to definitely tell us, the provider, that you're on birth control if you are. If you're postmenopausal, obviously, at that point, you're probably not going to have good hormones. So you want to get those hormones back to balance where they're at. But going forward with what you're saying with recovery and energy and all these different things, weight loss is the number one thing, like I said. And there's a couple different things that we could go. Now, for you, they recommended AOD 9604, which is a peptide therapy. It's a 176 amino acid chain sequence compared to the 191 amino acid sequence of growth hormone. And at that point, with the 176 amino acid sequence, you're not getting the negative side effects from growth hormone, but you're getting the weight loss effect in that sequence. So what's going to happen is lipolysis and lipogenesis. So basically, your body is going to take in these food and these calories and utilize it as energy. It's also going to use the stored fat in your body as energy. So at that point, create a good weight loss effect for you in a healthy way without a stimulant. It's not going to curb appetite per se. And at that point, you can utilize different therapies with AOD 9604 too. So I know it wasn't recommended to you, but this is a good one for people that need energy. Some people, they look to, energy drinks or different supplementation like pre-workouts
Right.
to get some more energy, to have a good, thorough, strong workout per
Right.
se. Or even get through their day, like to start their morning. They're drinking 3 or 4 cups of coffee to start their day. And at that point, your ECA Stack Plus, which is riliphedrine, caffeine, aspirin, and B12 and chromium, is going to help with 1, energy, 2, weight loss, 3, it's going to help mental cognitive function, so mental clarity to be able to think faster on the go and process things faster. It does also enhance the mood a little bit too as well. If you overstimulate though, and that's not what we want to do. So we have different doses for different people because some people have sensitivities to caffeine or stimulants and such. And we want to make sure that it's a good boost of energy, but not an overdone thing of caffeine or stimulants, because you get nauseousness, stomach issues, and that's kind of what you get from pre-workouts, which we do not want. You don't want to feel like you're bouncing off the wall. Bing, 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 bing.
No, no.
It's just not good.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
And then, for other people that want, a big amount of weight loss, like you don't need it, right? Like
Right.
you got abs, you're really fit and you're just kicking ass. So for somebody that doesn't, and somebody that's, maybe morbidly obese or they're really, really overweight and never been in the gym in their life, we do have semaglutide and tirzepatide, which are GLP-1s and GIP with the tirzepatide and GLP-1. So
Right.
what these things do is these things actually curb appetite. So people that have problems eating, they're emotional eaters, stress eaters. They really don't know good food sources. That's the big problem out there, I guess, to a certain extent. Our kids learn what we teach them, and you know this very
Exactly.
well, right?
Yes.
So if we're constantly feeding our kids McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Subway, just garbage, processed foods, you're letting them go in there, eat a ton of candy, ton of these things around the shelf and have an extended shelf life, and that's bad. Then at that point, that's how they grow up. And, that's what they've been doing for so many years. So they really don't know good food sources. And that's not a natural thing to them. It's kind of a shock thing. If you say, hey, listen, we're going to take away all this at one time. So this really helps the patient, 1, get over that craving, and 2, be able to pick good food sources when they are hungry. And this will expediently put them in a calorie deficit, and they'll create a good weight loss effect. And that's probably the most guaranteed one out there. If I said, hey, listen, or if somebody asked me, hey, what's the best weight loss drug on the market? And it would be semaglutide and tirzepatide. But AOD 9604 is really awesome too, because it's a peptide and it works with your body. So, I mean, this is really, really cool. So those are the big ones I would say right off the bat.
Oh, perfect. So is the AOD an injectable or it's an oral?
Good question. So it is an injectable and is an oral. So we do sublingual and we do an injectable for it. Some people don't like doing injections. And AOD you would have to do every day. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, 1 shot per week. So it's a little bit easier for somebody as far as that goes if they want just a weight loss effect. But if it's somebody like you who wants like 5 pounds gone, right, just tightening up, AOD would probably be a really, really good matchup for you. And that's probably why they recommended it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I would probably, for me, I'll probably do the oral AOD.
Probably do the oral.
Yeah.
Well, remember this, that, the AOD and like semaglutide and every other injectable except for testosterone through us. And a lot of females don't get testosterone injectable through us. So males usually do. But anything else is usually done with a 1/2-inch insulin needle. So it's a 23 gauge, or excuse me, it's a 30 gauge. A 23 gauge is pretty big. It's a 30 gauge 1/2-inch needle. So it's virtually painless. That's the legal term that I have to use. But, when you do it the first time, you don't feel anything. You're like, oh man, that wasn't bad at all. So, I mean, that's kind of what it is. If I had to say which one's better, obviously an injectable is going to get a better absorption rate and transportation rate inside the body. But the sublingual has a great absorption rate too as well. So, you're not going to be missing out. Like Charisse, she doesn't like doing injectables either. So she did the oral form of AOD. And it works really well for her too as well. So it's not something that's going to mess with blood pressure or, like I said, a stimulant effect or anything like that. It's got GRAS status, so it's generally regarded as safe by the FDA. So it's really, really good. Like I said, peptides are amazing, and that's just one of the amazing peptides for weight loss. Semaglutide and tirzepatide, they're peptides too as well. But AOD, I think, is more in the function of that with the sequence of amino acids in 176. So
I'm really looking at the NAD as well, which
Yep.
is it helps with, obviously, again, focus memory. I've had I'm feeling that after giving birth, I've lost, like I have a brain fog, and it's
Hmm.
not going away. And you and I know that we also have a hypothyroid problem that I'm trying to
Yep.
fix, and that also probably is giving me this, you know, brain fog. So as I'm working on some stuff that I have to fix with myself, I'm also considering the NAD. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. So NAD is an amazing, amazing therapy. I mean, so NAD is in every living cell of the body. It transfers through ATP. It's great for repairing cellular on the cellular level. So even DNA, be repairing DNA.
Oh
So there's a
wow.
lot of great things with NAD. Mental clarity is what you get out of it. Natural energy is what you get out of it. You can feel it. I mean, if you take a good enough dose, you actually feel it throughout your body. It's a little tight in the chest, and people get scared unless they know about it. But when you take it, you'll get it, and then probably about 15 minutes later, you'll really start feeling like zoned in, laser focused. That's the best way I can describe it. If you don't have to take it every day either, which is a good thing. I mean, you could take it when you need it. So some people take it right before business meetings. Some people take it, before school or when they're studying for tests. Some people just take it when they want to be on their game all day, every day. So there's a lot of great benefits with it. And like I said, cellular deterioration is one of them. And with cellular rejuvenation with the NAD, it's a game changer for a lot of people out there. I've been using it for probably about 8 or 9 years now at different dosages. And it's been a game changer for me because I always got to be on it. I
Right.
told my son the other day, I'm like, Peter, I'm like, listen, he's like, man, you process things really quick. I'm like, listen, you got to process things quick and you got to be able to think about it before you make the decision, because one bad decision where I'm at in some circumstances can be not so good. So at that point, I got to make sure that I'm on the go and I can make the decision on the process and on the fly. So that's really where NAD really comes into play. And like I said, you can take this every day. You can pick the days you want to do it. It's really up to you as far as the user when you want to be zoned in and have that natural energy. But DNA repair too as well. So that's another big one.
Great. And then for someone that just wants to have a healthy skin and hair, is biotin something that you would recommend? They
Sure.
could just come do the blood work and say, "Hey, I just only want to get biotin because I just want my nails, my hair, still
Sure.
with vitamins." But what is the effect? Like, is biotin oral that we buy, in
Sure.
CVS or whatever, like as good as the injectable? What's the difference?
So injectable is always going to be, it will always trump an oral form unless it's sublingual, and it still trumps that. When we start taking oral supplementation, it goes down to the gastro tract. It starts breaking down, process, and at that point, you don't get as much as you think you're putting inside your body. So you weigh out. You're like, all right, cool. I got 25 milligrams of biotin right here. I'm about to take it. You're not going to get that 25 milligrams of biotin. That's just not going to be absorbed. And there might be other fillers and other things in that too as well, because it's not really looked at either. I mean, there's no like governing force saying like what's exactly in this and how's the breakdown of it. With the injectable, it's going to be prescribed. It's going to come from a pharmacy. It's going to be tested. The concentration, endotoxin testing, all that's going to be there. For hair, skin, and nails, obviously biotin is the go-to. It's actually B7. That's what it is, the B vitamin. And at that point, the injectable is what our patients use with our hair health capsules. They have a couple different components in it, but if they want hair, skin, and nails, biotin injectable is going to trump everything in the market. I mean, Sharice has went through COVID 4 times,
Right.
and the first 1 and 3, she's really lost a lot of hair. And we put her on the protocol along with a ton of other patients that have went through the exact same thing as her, men and females. And at that point, her hair is going.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, men could do it as well.
Men, yes, 100%. 100%. We definitely want to be able to take biotin. I mean, we need this just males and females the exact same. We need the exact same things, just at different dosages, right? I mean, and vitamins and amino acids, you might as well not even put a gender on it. I mean, we need these exact same things. So there's no like testosterone is a different thing. We need different levels of that. Guys need more, girls need less, and it works the exact same. For guys and girls, vitamins and amino acids, you should want to take the exact same abundance of it. So, with that, I mean, do the injectable, and usually you see good results within the 4 to 6 weeks, and you really start. I mean, I've got one girl that's been with us, in 83 days she hasn't cut her hair, and she was having really thin hair; it wasn't growing. she was getting scared. So she's been on biotin and the hair health capsules, and man, her hair it's getting thicker, it's getting longer, which is awesome. She wrote a testimonial for the page, so I'm going to put it up there. Actually, did it yesterday. So at that point, I get these all the time, and hair loss is a big thing. That's why you see all these different advertisements out there. There's so many different reasons why we're getting hair loss, whether, it's from maybe, one of the different viruses, or, you have hereditary, baldness in your family. A lot of people, if they're taking anabolic steroids and, some of these different things, raise DHT levels, the hydrotestosterone levels, and that can cause them to lose hair too as well. So, it's a big thing out there. Just the environment, just the endotoxin, or the toxins that we breathe in, and toxins that we rub on our body, or chemicals. This could be affecting our different levels of our hormones, endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs, with what they are. And this could be affecting hair loss too as well. So it's a big thing. Guys, I think, can get away with it, where we can just shave our head and be cool with it. It's all right. But girls out there, they don't want to do that. I know a lot of females, and some girls can rock it, but a lot of girls don't want to rock it. It just is what it is. They want their hair. They want to be luscious.
Can't rock that.
Yeah, no, right? I mean, it is what it is, and there's guys out there that do not want to lose their hair at all either.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I understand that too, and that might be a part of their image. So, you want to do everything you possibly can to prevent this too as well. And for hair loss out there, PRP in your area would be a good way too as well. I always mention that out there. Even if I can't help you here at Titan right now across the country, if you go, PRP will be a good one for hair loss too as well, if you're looking for that.
Great. I have another question here. L-carnitine. Is that
Sure.
good for us to take, women?
Sure. So when we talked about the amino acids, right? L-carnitine is an amino acid. So this is going to be great for you. It's going to be great for guys. It's going to help the exact same thing for weight loss, muscle building, recovery effect, and everything in between. So L-carnitine is definitely a good one. We have that in our Hercules Potion or Titan Complete, or we have it by itself. The difference is Hercules Potion has 9 different components. And at that point, L-carnitine, I think, has like 50 milligrams, where if you get it singly by itself, you can get 500 milligrams up to per single shot per ml. So it's a lot different as far as what you're going to go for there. A lot of people take it, before workouts, after workouts. You can take it either or. It's going to be beneficial. It's going to be great. Along with the branched chain amino acids too. Like that's within Titan Complete. We have MIC, methionine, inositol, and choline. So this is great for processing fats to the liver faster. And then you have your full B complex, B1 through B6. And that's great for hair, skin, nails, nervous system, blood flow, red blood cell count, a number of different things. And then you have your branched chain amino acids, valine, isoleucine, and leucine. These are great. Obviously, these are branched chain amino acids. And these things help when you're going to a calorie deficit per se to preserve the muscle. So if you want to cut down, or actually building muscle too as well and helping recovery function. And then it has L-carnitine in too as well. And like we said, all the great effects with that: blood flow, muscle building, nervous system, and recovery.
Right. Wow. I love it. Looking at the the recommendations that I got,
Yep.
I think that it's exactly what I need, because I am dealing with the brain fog. I always need energy as I'm up, throughout the night, since we had Titan. And it's just so many things that just kind of falling right
Yeah.
where I need, so I'm definitely taking highly taking this in consideration to jump on some of
I
this.
honestly, Titan Complete is one of our all naturals. Somebody said, "Hey, listen, what's a good daily like vitamin amino acid injectable you guys got?" I would definitely say Titan Complete. It's one of our most popular ones. You get a lot of different effects in it from natural energy too as well. That's a big one in there with the B vitamins, processing fats faster, so naturally helping boost the metabolism.
Carnitine as well, right?
It has L-carnitine and it has the branched chain amino acids. And there's only 3, and those are the 3. So it's a pretty good dose of those too as well. So that's a good daily one, I would say, or every other day. The other recommendation on there, I think, was glutathione, right?
Yeah.
Glutathione is a game changer. It's the mother of all antioxidants. And when we talk about antioxidants, you got to think of oxidation. And if you don't know what oxidation is, think about when you see a metal bumper and then you have rust on it. That's oxidation. That's what happens, oxidation. So think about us inside. we have oxidation inside. So we're kind of rusting inside until we get these antioxidants to help us out. And the other thing that happens is we go through our days and we could accumulate oxidative stress. And oxidative stress can be very serious. This can raise blood pressure. This can actually damage DNA inside the body. And that's kind of crazy when you think about it. And then, you think about some of the free radicals that are out there. You're taking in free radicals every single day where you're at. So what glutathione does is it has a super antioxidant effect. So, as far as the insides, you're not rusted inside. It's got the antioxidant effect. It also, what it does is it gets rid of free radicals, and it helps with oxidative stress. So if you're going through these things, and you might not even know you have oxidative stress, you're like, where do I test for that, right? It's just, what you're going through every day. And, a lot of people have very high stressful positions or lives, whether it's family lives, business lives.
Staying in traffic in LA. I got you.
Yeah. So that's the main thing. You're like beeping your horn, like, I got to get here in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So trust me, Tampa's getting like that to a certain extent, but not as bad as LA yet. But, so glutathione helps with all these different things. And, glutathione is naturally produced inside your liver. But what happens is over time, it starts depleting down. If you're smoking, if you're drinking a lot, if you have a fatty liver, the other thing is basically at that point, when you have this in your liver, it depletes. And when you get sick, it depletes. So taking glutathione can actually help you get over a cold faster. This was really good for even allergies. So congestion and everything like that, it's really, really good for. I was taking like two Zyrtecs a day, I think 10 years ago. And at that point, I started taking glutathione weekly. And at that point, I don't have to take Zyrtec anymore. So that's been a game changer for me because I don't want to take anything that I don't have to take.
I heard that. That's really big.
It really is. It's really big. Getting over hangovers, delaying onslaught. So, it's a game changing therapy. Glutathione might not feel good when you inject it because it's cold. So, whenever an injectable is in the fridge, it's going to thicken because it's cold. The viscosity is going to thicken. So you might want to let it sit out for a couple minutes, get room temperature before you inject it. But it's a game changer for sure.
No, I love it. I think we have another one here. It's the Triimmune.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
this has, vitamin C and zinc and all that good stuff, but it's to boost your immune system, which we all needed, guys.
Yep. This one was a really big one. It still is, but it was a really, really big one. Obviously in 2020, in the middle, all the way to like 2022.
It will be the month.
Yeah. So, what this has in it, and this is a very highly concentrated injectable. So when we talked about glutathione before by itself, it's 200 milligrams per ml. So one of those little insulin syringes full would be 200 milligrams as a dose. This has 200 milligrams of glutathione, right? I think, 300 milligrams of vitamin C, and then it has 5 milligrams of zinc in it. So this is all in 1 ml.
Oh, wow.
So before we get the glutathione in 1 ml, 200 milligrams, the whole syringe. Now you're getting that, vitamin C and zinc all in one. So it's very highly concentrated. So might not feel the best, but you're talking about the ultimate immune boosting system blend. When we talk about glutathione, I already just told you the benefits. Obviously, everybody knows about vitamin C. Vitamin C intake is supposed to be key to helping boost the immune system. And then we have zinc. So zinc's another big one for boosting the immune system and immune function. So we want you to be able to go out and feel like you have the best armor on you possibly have in the inside, right? Protecting yourself and hopefully not getting sick. Obviously, we have a lot of medical people, first responders that have been patients of ours for years, and through those times, they had to go around people and didn't want to get sick. Even to this day, forget about what happened before. Let's talk about now. This is something that I went through and Sharice went through, and I'm sure you're going to go through it. It's the kids. If you got kids, the kids go to daycare, preschool. Even my kid is a freshman, right? And these guys are germ bringing home.
It is
little bags, right? They bring home the germs, and one person gets sick, and then the mom's taking care of it, and and then the mom's
sick, and then Jeff gets sick, and then Serge gets sick, and then the whole
everybody. It's a full go around.
Yes.
So I dealt with it. I still deal with it. And I know parents out there deal with it all the time. So I talk to them like, hey, listen,
Right.
like, what can I do? Because I'm always catching something for my son. I usually never got sick. So, this is something like me. I mean, I probably take the most injectables, obviously, out of me and Sharice. So
Right.
usually, knock on wood or whatever I can get to, I usually don't get sick. I hope I don't get sick after saying this. Usually I don't. Maybe 1 or 2 times a year tops. Even when I had the virus the first time in 2020, I had no symptoms. I was one of those asymptomatic people that people had to worry about because I was still supposed to be contagious. But yeah, so I mean, if you want to really boost the immune system, you want to be preventative too as well. Don't just think about when things break down or things go wrong.
Exactly.
Think about what I can do to prevent these things to break down and going wrong. Because if you prepare for that, then you might be way better off than not, right? Or,
Right.
You might be able to defend yourself against these sickly things that are coming around you. So, that's trying in a gist.
Wow, wow, wow. I absolutely love everything that was recommended to me. I mean, it just makes so much sense if you
Yeah,
think about it, just to protect the body. For everybody out there, what I'm saying is you have to take care of yourself. It doesn't matter
true.
what age you are because you just never know what's wrong with you. And trust me, I didn't do it as early as I would have loved it to do, but right now I am on the right track. I'm getting blood work as much
Yep.
as we need it.
Yep.
So again, I know this is repetitive because we talked last week and the week before, but what would be the first step for somebody to come to Tech Medical? How can people access you guys and say,
Sure.
you know what, access I'm gonna call today, and how long does it take to get some of this stuff in their hands?
Sure, sure. So, 2 different paths basically you can go down. One, if you think it's hormone related and you say, listen, energy, I'm a little bit older, energy, I had kids, energy, brain fog, sleepless nights, fat deposits on the body, I don't know why, I just don't feel good, then it might be time to get a blood test. So, first step is to call or text 727-389-3220. At that point, the medical assistant will get on the phone with you, kind of ask you some different questions, and kind of get a feel for what's really going on. Now, if it's a blood test, what you would do is you give them some information, you pay for the blood test, we send you your prepaid lab requisition to your email, and you would print that lab requisition off and take that into the nearest LabCorp with your ID. They're going to just take that lab slip. They're not going to charge you any money. No insurance cards needed. They're going to draw your blood. We'll have the results expedited in 3 to 4 business days, which will then contact you, briefly go over the medical assistant, some of the different things that the provider's seen. And then if you want to be treated, then you sign up for the consultation with the medical provider, which you could do via telemedicine, video conference like this, or you can come in the office. I have people that fly in or drive in. You're welcome to come down here, look at our beautiful facility and come here. And I'll actually give you some free Titan gear too if you do. So there is an incentive. At that point, that's the way you get your blood. So after you do that consultation, they'll recommend whatever is necessary. They'll go over your full blood work in detail, your new patient paperwork. So your symptoms, your health history, your family health history, and then what are your goals? So that's how that works. Now, if you said, listen, John, I'm okay. Hormones feel good. I'm all right. But, I want to get Triamine or Hercules Potion or maybe some ECAs or AOD. It's real simple and easy. You don't need blood work for those things. All you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork, which you can go on to at titanmedicalcenter.com. Once you fill that out, we're going to give you a call and set you up for your medical consultation. Once you do your medical consultation, then they'll make the recommendations and you can ask them about different therapies if they didn't go over them, and they'll go over those with you too as well. And then you can order those therapies. Once you order those therapies, depending on what it is, it usually takes 3 to 5 business days is what we like to say.
Right.
Some of the pharmacies get backed up sometimes, so it might be delayed 1 or 2 days more, or it might be faster. But I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, right? I want to, underpromise and overdeliver to you guys. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. So first step, call or text 727-389-3220, and we will take you guys. We service nationwide for you guys too as well, so it's real simple and real easy to do.
727-389-3220. Make sure you guys are calling in today. Get yourself checked out. And like John said, if you have a goal, why not just get to it as soon as possible when it comes to your health? So I think we covered everything. I was really curious about
Yeah.
this recommendation to me, and we covered everything today. So I
Yeah.
am, uh, the number is 727-389-3220. Yeah, throw
Yep.
that up there for everybody. Um, yeah, thank you, John, for taking time.
No problem. I love
Yeah.
it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys as
Yes,
always.
yes, of course. And
Thanks.
if anybody got more questions, my girls out there regarding anything when it comes to blood work, Titan Medical,
Mhm.
you could DM me, and I'm gonna help you out with whatever questions you may have. I'll do the best I can, but the expert is here, so make sure you call that number right there is on the screen. Thank you, John, so much.
You're welcome.
Guys, we'll
Bye,
see you
guys.
next week. I appreciate your time.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye.